Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video I will be talking about Mr. Panera Remix and I will explain what I think should be done in order to make this event better and especially what needs to be fixed. So the first main thing that I want to talk about, and which I think is one of the main issues that many people brought so far since the release of this event, is the upgrade system and how expensive it is to try and upgrade any pieces of gear. So as you can see, for instance, here I have just a normal 346 piece of gear, and in order to upgrade it to this maximum high level of 556, you will need to spend 67,000 bronze, which is a lot. And keep in mind, this is only for one piece of gear. So it means that you need to spend so much bronze in order to actually upgrade your gear on one single character to the maximum. And honestly, while the cloak is very useful to become powerful, a lot of the powers that a lot of players have come from their different pieces of gear and the fact that they were able to upgrade them. So I really don't understand why Blizzard decided to add this upgrade system. Probably this is another way for them to keep you interested or at least engaged in the event. And probably they knew it will take a lot of time before you were able to reach the maximum high level on all your different pieces of gear on one single character. The only issue is I really don't find it interesting, and I don't think this is something that a lot of players are interacting with, because next to that, you already need probably more than 500 or 600,000 bronze in order to buy all the new rewards. And I'm only talking about the new rewards, not the ones that you can already farm in the game, such as, for instance, the Tusk of Manoroth, maybe some of the world boss mounts, and all these other items. So for a lot of people, this is something that they don't really want to do simply because they want to make sure to use their bronze for all these different rewards, and they don't want to, let's say, waste or use their bronze in order to upgrade their pieces of gear. So for me, I think this upgrade system should either be completely scrapped or they should simply reduce by a ton the amount of bronze you need. Another big issue I have with this system is the fact that you cannot actually acquire higher pieces of gear by doing, for instance, mythic raiding or heroic raiding or doing different type of achievements or activities in the game. It would be cool, for instance, that sometimes you can get maybe once a week one piece of 556 gear just by doing all the different daily activities and things like that, and then you're guaranteed one of these pieces of gear. Having some alternatives in order to then get some of these really high level items would be great, because right now having everything locked behind this upgrade system that is completely ridiculous and that will require you to spend a few 100,000 bronze in order to upgrade it to the fullest, I think doesn't make any sense. So for me, they should really consider adding these different items with already a really high level through different means. And it's not like they cannot do it. There's so many opportunities to do it, and I think players would be really more happy with that, and it will actually create more incentives for players to take part in all these other activities. Another thing that I think could be really good for the game would be to have a way to transfer some of your bronze to other characters on your accounts, because like that you would be able to really, for instance, level up a few alts and then use all this bronze, send it on your main character, and then use it to maybe upgrade all your gear and buy different type of rewards. Of course, the fact that, for instance, each time you reach level 70 on a new alt, you will automatically receive 40,000, and then probably by then you'll already be at 60 or 70,000 bronze, means that you will still be able to then buy all the different rewards, and the maximum for some of these rewards is 38,000 or maybe a little bit more on some of them. And so it means that usually just by leveling all these arts, you will be able to buy all these different rewards. The only thing that will be a little bit tricky will be actually upgrading your gear on one single character, probably your main character. And for that reason, I think it would be good to have a way to maybe transfer parts of your bronze to some of your main characters. So like that, let's say on one of your alts, you have maybe 2 or 3,000 bronze that you don't really need to use anymore. Then you could transfer it. And Blizzard is always providing this type of, let's say, options. Maybe you could just like lose 10% of your bronze when doing the transaction or something like that. But at least having this option, I think, would make a lot of players happy. Now, I think another thing that, in my opinion, is not done so well right now is the end game activities when you reach level 70. Sadly, the main thing you have to do really is simply doing a lot of raids, a lot of farming in order to upgrade your gear. But then, by then, you probably will have done already a lot of the different achievements that exist. And I do think Blizzard should add more of these different achievements, more rewards, and just more things that you can do outside of just upgrading your gear and having to grind tons of bronze. So this is my personal opinion, but for instance, right now, I don't think a lot of players will still be playing in 2 months from now if the different achievements and endgame activities don't get updated or there's nothing new after maybe 1 month. The last thing that I really want Blizzard to be a bit more open and transparent with is their opinion on Hyperspawn farming, and especially I want them to be clear whether they want some of these farms to still be relevant in the game and players to still be able to use them, or if any of these farms will at some point be nerfed, and if by doing some of these farms you are taking a risk at getting a big nerf on your cloak. Because as it is right now, I see a lot of people who are finding some of these new farms, but a lot of other people are just very scared to even just try, because with what happened with the frog farming Hyperspawn farms, and the fact that a lot of players got their cloaks completely demolished. So I think if Blizzard could just say for once, this is something we don't want you to do, and so if you are doing some of these activities, you will maybe later, when we will do some of the patches and everything, get a big nerf. At least I think it would be a little bit more clear for players. Also, personally, I don't really think this is necessarily a bad thing that there are some Hyperspawn farms in the game. I do think as long as they're not too OP, it's important for players who want to farm the different currencies and things fast that they can do it if they are willing to invest the time and everything. So I think if they could just confirm that some of these new hyper farms that have been found so far are okay and you can take part in it, it would probably make it easier for a lot of players to consider these options rather than feeling a little bit scared to even just try because of all the nerfs that happened. So overall, I think the event is not bad, but again, there's so many things that I need to do in order to make it better. And the first thing is really fix this issue with item upgrades and the ridiculous amount of bronze you need in order to upgrade your different items. Let me know in the comments what you think, if there's anything else that maybe could help improve this new mode. And hopefully, if at some point in the future they are planning to make another WoW remix for another expansion, they will take all of that into consideration and really hear from the community in order to avoid replicating the same issues. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!